In this video, we're going to take a look at an application of a multi-step equation. So a church group is having a garage sale to generate money for new sound equipment. 8% of all sales is removed for sales tax. The first $1,000 of the total profit is dedicated to buy new equipment for the church. Any remaining profit is split evenly between the 11 members of the group. And here's what we want to find out. We want to know how much money is taken in if each member of the group receives a profit of $125. Okay, so let's begin by extracting all the pertinent information and determine what exactly are we being asked to find. So let's see. Our first piece of information is right here. 8% of all sales is removed for sales tax. So we're going to remove 8% for sales tax. Okay, what's next? Well, we know $125 is removed for each member's share. So $125, this right here, is each member's share. Okay, what's next? Next we have $1,000. $1,000 dedicated to buy new equipment for the church, and we can't forget this because that's actually why we're doing the sale. So $1,000 for equipment. Okay. What else do we need to know? Well, we need to know that there's 11 members. So we have 11 members putting on this sale. Okay. So what are we being asked to find here? Well, we're being asked to find the total money taken in. So let's let X equal the total money taken in. The total money in sales. Okay. Now we need to set up an equation to solve for X, because this is what we want to know. The first thing deducted from our profit is 8% sales tax. A better way to think of this amount that the group keeps after sales tax would be to write it like this. Let's say 1 is the total amount of money taken in, and we subtract it by 8%. So 1 minus 0.08 is the amount of money that we're going to keep. So 1 minus 0.08, which is the sales tax, times X. X is the total money, and this expression describes the amount of money that we're going to keep. Okay, so we multiply X because we're finding a portion of our total money. All right, so the next to be deducted from our money is $1,000. That's going to go for equipment, and we don't want to forget this. So now we have this expression minus 1,000 for our $1,000. So we've got this taken care of, and we have this taken care of. All right, now the third piece of information is we have 11 members that share the remaining profit. So we have 11 members that are going to share what's left over. When a quantity is split between a number of people, this is generally a sign of division. So we're going to put all of this and we're going to divide it by 11. All this money is going to be divided up between 11 people. So our equation's really coming together. So the last piece of info given is all this money taken in, after deductions of course, and split between 11 members is $125. So if we split all this money up between 11 people, it's going to be $125 each. So here's our equation, and now we have something to solve. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and use our order of operations and start with the parentheses. 1 minus 0.08 is 0.92 times X minus 1,000 divided by 11, and that equals 125. Okay. One of the tricks we've learned here when we have our variable stuck up inside of a numerator with a couple terms is we can actually, let me get a different color, we can actually multiply our expression, our entire expression, by the denominator, which is 11. That's going to get rid of the denominator, and it's going to cancel out. Whatever we do on one side, we have to do on the other side. So let's multiply this side by 11 as well. And this is going to give us 0.92x minus 1,000 and equals, well, 125 times 11 is 1375. Okay, let's go ahead. We have a variable over here. So let's go ahead and move 1,000 to the other side. We have a minus 1,000, so we're going to add 1,000 to both sides. Add $1,000. This is the amount spent on the sound equipment that we're having the sale for. 0.92x is all that's left on the left side, and we have 2375 on the right side. And now we simply just need to isolate our variable. We multiply by the coefficient to cancel it out, and do the same thing on the other side. That cancels. So x equals 2375 over 0.92. Using a calculator here, it's going to give us $2,581.52. And this is actually an approximation. It's rounded to the nearest penny. Okay, so the total money taken in sales is $2,581.52. Okay, so let's remember to check that our answer does a few things. We want to make sure that it makes sense. Does it make sense that this amount of money, that after deductions, we split it up 11 ways, and each member gets $125? Well, that makes sense, because if we subtract $1,000 from the equipment, we're left with roughly $1,581. Subtract 8% for sales tax, so we have a little over $1,000, which means if you split that money 11 ways, it'd be around $125. So it actually makes sense. It's not a negative number or anything like that. Somewhere in the ballpark, and we can actually plug this back into our equation, remember, just to make sure that we are accurate. But we want to make sure that our answer makes sense, that it solves the original equation by plugging it in, and that it answers the question being asked. We were asked how much money is taken in if each member of the group receives a profit of $125. We're being asked how much money is taken in. We define our variable x as the total money taken in, and we found the variable x. A lot of times we actually have, I guess you can say, a temporary variable that we solve for, but it's only part of the bigger picture and doesn't actually solve what we're asking it to solve. So we always want to make sure that we're answering the question being asked. The most important, most mistake-prone, and difficult area of algebra is actually converting a word problem to an appropriate equation. The rest is actually just simple solving, which we know how to do. We've seen plenty of practice on this. So we'll do some more practice. We'll do a few more applications. I'll see you in the next video.